And now, Legal Perspective with Nick Clekis.
Power, protection, and the fine line in between. That's the reality of conservatorship. Here to help us better understand this powerful legal tool is Nick Clekis, owner of Clekis Law Firm. Nick, welcome back. Pleasure as always.
Thanks.
Starting with the basics, what is conservatorship?
Well, conservatorship and guardianship are closely aligned. Conservatorship is really somebody's appointed to take care of your money if you're not able to handle the money for yourself for whatever reason, whether you're incapacitated or you're a minor. Guardianship, on the other hand, is more a personal care thing, so that if you're incapacitated, which can be drug and alcohol use, it can be mental illness, it can be temporary medical issues, whatever it is that you can't handle your own affairs, a guardian is appointed by the court based on the testimony of a doctor, family member, nurse, whatever, that says that you need help, and they come in and make basically all of your medical care decisions, where you're going to live, how your money is going to be used. I mean, it's a pretty broad task.
So conservatorship is financial, and guardianship is kind of everything else, right?
Right, and guardians can also do some money, and conservators can do a little bit of other stuff, but it's basically guardianship is personal care, and conservatorship is financial.
I feel like we hear a lot of, when it comes to conservatorship, you know, these famous cases of Britney Spears and more recently Wendy Williams. What does the process look like to have one appointed? I'm assuming that the person isn't going and saying, hey, I need help. It's the family members. So what does that process look like? Yeah,
they're usually the last to know that they've got a problem. And sometimes if you're incapacitated truly, you know, you could be in a coma. I mean, yeah, obviously. But, you know, with Britney Spears, she had her mental issues, and people felt like she was not in control of her, you know, personal matters or her money. And Wendy Williams, same thing, more of a, you know, mental thing going on, and they felt like she needed help. And so usually it starts out with a family member that steps in and says, hey, doctor, I need you to verify that they need help, and I need you to sign an affidavit or come testify. And then you go petition the court, whether it's probate court or in the case of minors, family court, and say, we want so-and-so appointed guardian or conservator because they can no longer handle their own affairs.
And we hear the ethical concerns, right? And understandably so. What legal safeguards exist to protect the person who is needing a conservatorship or a guardianship?
Well, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, number one, in South Carolina, you have to report to the probate court once a year, show receipts of what you spent. Any big expenditures, you've got to get permission first. If it's recurring stuff, usually at the initial hearing, they'll say, okay, you can pay the electric bill every month. You don't have to ask us, you can do that. And then you also have to post a bond of 105% of the value of the estate, separate from real estate, so that it protects them.
Okay. And how difficult is it for a person to get back in control of their own affairs?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's almost the same process in reverse, where everybody kind of agrees that they can handle their own stuff, so that the doctor will sign off that they're lucid and aware of their objects of their bounty, and they can handle their financial and medical affairs. Now, of course, you know, that can be contested as well.
And now, if you already have a healthcare power of attorney, does that change anything, or would you still be in need of a conservator? Yeah,
so last week or 2 weeks ago, we talked about wills, estates, and healthcare power of attorneys. And to remind everybody, healthcare power of attorneys is a document that will provide whether or not you are incapacitated. When you're incapacitated, do you want medicine provided? Do you want food provided? Do you want water? Do you have do not resuscitate instructions? So if you're elderly, let's say, and all you're living on is Social Security check, and you have a good healthcare power of attorney, there's no need, because that's telling the hospital what to do, and the money is just kind of going for your sustenance.
It's a guardian and a healthcare power of attorney seem quite similar, right?
Well, the healthcare power of attorney is a written document that controls, and you can hand it to the hospital and say, here's their healthcare power of attorney. A conservator or guardian is a real person that's making decisions.
And now a conservator, I'm assuming, would go through a traditional court process. And now next week we're going to be talking about small claims court, so quite the opposite. I can't wait for that conversation. Nick, thank you so much. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you for having me.
We're back after this.
This has been Legal Perspective with Nick Clekis.